Hi, welcome to Soul Searching Tarot. My name is Leonore. I want to do a reading today. It's going to be a special type of reading. I was guided today to do this. Did not want to do this today. I wasn't thinking about doing something like this today. I was actually concentrating on my Pisces reading, which I want to do next. And then I thought about it, and I was just like, why are my guides asking me to do a reading on the broken hearts, on the brokenhearted? Basically people that has lost a loved one, separated, definitely ghosted, maybe you're trying to find a new phase in your life that you want to get into, and you're trying to seek a message, maybe even a closure from something that broke your heart. Funny that I'm wearing this shirt, isn't it? I don't know if you could read the message, but like I said, I was guided to do this, and I want to do this. And I take broken hearts very, very, very serious. So the fact that I'm wearing this shirt really had nothing to do with nothing. I came home to relax and study and plan for my next video, and I put on this shirt, and my guides were like, whatever, just put it on, just do the reading. I was like, do you think this is too much? But it's a comfortable shirt, and that's why I wear it, like I said. Okay, I'm sorry. You gotta give me a second here. All right, so anyway, I want to give you some type of message, enlightenment, maybe help you fill out what was missing, that closure. That's my reading for today. Okay, just wanted to explain that off the bat before I go into anything else. Okay, you can reach me for a private reading. My information will be in the description below. You could email me. I'm doing them for free. People are really not taking advantage of this. There's some people that do, and they're like, really? You're not charging anything? Not right now. My guides are telling me not to. Yes, I listen to my guides. Yes, I have voices in my head. Okay. It's what gives you the messages. Plus my personality, I hope. But after getting over this, like, why am I doing a reading on the broken heart? This was not on the list to do. I started to meditate, started shuffling the cards that you see in front of you. I'm going to use 4 cards, 4 decks, for a different type of tarot decks. And I fucking felt the energy of that heart being broken, to the point where all jokes were like aside. I was like, oh, okay, I see why. At first I thought it was because the Pisces collective, because I'm getting into the Pisces planning and reading next. I thought maybe the Pisces were like, it had to do with Pisces, but no, this is all signs. This is a broken heart reading for all signs. Like I said, if you've lost a family, if you lost a friend, if you're going through some type of separation, if you completely broke up with the person, if you were ghosted, if you're trying to close a phase in your life and begin a new one, I hope that whatever message comes out that the guides have for you will answer that today. Okay, now I want to let you know my videos are broken up sometimes into 2 and 3 parts because I ramble a lot. But no, I like to explain myself and give you some type of information in part one. And if I do start the reading, I always like to start with one, because I use sometimes more than one or two tarot decks. And so I like to clarify them, okay? I don't just like to read from one card and be like, this is what's happening right now. I like to clarify, and I want to know why. I wanted to get down to the bottom of things, like what's going on, why, how, what, when, where, Sorry, I have my Mercury's in Scorpio. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Anyway, but that's just me. That's just how I read, okay? So just so you know, I may end up doing even up to part 3 because I want to go into each sign at the end. I've never done that before, but Tylo Tarot does that. I think Rich Lop. I just want to give them both a shout outs because I watched them a lot, among other readers. And so they'll go into each sign, and it's like, okay, if you're dealing with an Aries, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Taurus, because even though this reading is for everyone, it's for all signs, in the end, I do want to do that. I think that's fun. I think it gives you a more detailed answer or message, okay? All right, I want to get that squared away. Also, I want to go into the chakras, but one in particular, not all of them, because there's 7 chakras as far as I know. I think there's more, but the 7 particular ones that I practice to get myself aligned with body, spirit, and mind, I use 7. But I only want to talk about one, and that's the heart chakra, the heart that I'm wearing right here. And I'll go through the 7 chakras just so you know what I'm talking about. But the first one, and they don't go by specific order, by the way. I just put them this way. One of the chakras that we have to deal with is the center of our spine, I'm not going to go into the message either. Google it, 7 chakras, it'll show you in detail and what it really means. So aligning the center of your spine is one of them. And that has to do, I think, with regret, stuff like that. But the crown is your head, okay? Too much anxiety, too much thinking will drive you nuts. The heart, which I will go into detail because that's the only one that I want to go into detail. The throat, your throat chakra. Okay, so if you're not saying what you want to say, if you're keeping everything in, you don't think your throat chakra is going to get affected? Think again. The solar plexus. Solar plexus has a lot to do with your abdomen, stomach area. Like that cramp or bloating or discomfort that you get. That's your solar plex. Sacral is anything that has to do with reproduction, sex. And the third eye, which is right here. Speaking about the third eye, I posted something on my Facebook page, and it was a picture of Martin Luther King Jr., the pastor that was assassinated. And there was a quote on this portrait that I really loved, and I really wanted to embody this quote because I wanted to use it in one of my videos. Probably Pisces, but I'm not sure. So when I took the picture of the portrait yesterday, I didn't go back and looked at the picture until today. And it's the weirdest thing. So Martin Luther King is pondering, and I think he has if I remember, he's pondering with his 2 fingers on his forehead. And in between those 2 fingers, you see this light that's literally illuminating from within. If not from within, like coming inwards to go inside of him. A light coming from out to in, you know? So I saw the picture today. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I didn't do any I didn't filter anything or just anything. I took the picture again today, and today it came out in its normal black and white portrait, because I was like, what's going on here? I just look at my Facebook page. I will, I always leave it there so that you can see it in the description box, but I was dumbfounded. Anyway, let's move on. I know I've had my share of broken hearts, but you're not here for me, I know. You're here for you. But the only message I could say about my experience of being brokenhearted, remember I have a moon in Aquarius, so it doesn't count too much. But I do have a lot of water placement, and water signs, they do feel very deeply and love very intensely. And I could say one thing that I've learned about my experience when I am brokenhearted is that time is against you. And I'm a person that don't believe in time. I'm like, oh, time is fluid and it's all about energy and stuff like that. I'm like one of those people, right? But it really exists when you're brokenhearted. I mean, it can't go any slower. That it's just like, really, like, it feels like eons of years went by, and it was just like last month, and you still feel the same way. And there's two ways to deal with it, right? You could deal with it in a very toxic way, negative way. You know, people will go out to do drugs, drink, try to mask sex, you know. Anything that would mask that feeling where you don't have to feel anymore. Sometimes people do damage to their own selves, you know, because they can't deal with the pain inside the heart, which is the energy that I felt when I was shuffling and meditating over my cards, was extreme. And I know I've been there. And I was almost in tears because I felt the energy very strongly. And, you know, I've gone through, you know, little breakups and makeups and then severe heartbreaks, you know, then the puppy love heartbreaks, and like the non-closure heartbreaks, like, why, and all those things. You would feel it. You're gonna feel it. We're humans. We're supposed to feel these things, because I'll tell you, and I'm gonna go back to the chakra. One thing about the heart chakra is that it helps you center yourself. It is the center of your heart. It is. So if you can't deal with your heart chakra, specifically your heart chakra, because everybody goes through these things, unless you have no heart, but everybody does, you're not going to align yourself. So all the other chakras I mentioned before are just as important. But the fact that if you surround yourself with the color green, which is, I always have this plant behind me in readings, sometimes not, but sometimes I do. But I wanted specifically to take it out today because green, surrounding yourself with green, either could be as simple as a clothing, but you know, going out in nature, if you live by evergreen trees or any type of you know, park, nature, will help you. Green does represent the chakra. Even in some crystals, stones, some people will have stones, pictures, like portraits. Just looking at that color green, it does represent earth. So the heart represents being grounded. So I'm not surprised it's the color green. So if you deal with, if like the heart chakra deals with love, but it also deals with blocked by some type of grief, being blocked by some type of sadness. So not dealing with it head on will mess you up. Like I said, some people will mask it through their own toxicity, or some people will take it in a very positive way and go to their spiritual guides, whether it's reading, their Bible, their scripture, going to a mentor, having that hope, that helps you. That's helped me a lot of times, more than once. Not a lot, but more than once. Being grounded to that hope. Not the hope that I would get back with that person, but the hope of like the future. A lost, like just losing someone, not something, but someone very close to you, is always an opportunity for a new love or a new endeavor. Believe it or not, going through that loss will help you go. It's like you don't know it at the time, because like I said, time is ticking very slowly. But facing it head on, going out, and being amongst people, or being around nature, talking about it, maybe even if you have to discuss it with the person that did break your heart, or discuss it with family members, on how you feel about a certain loss or separation. Just dealing with it will align you. It is the center of your whole entire system, your chakra. I guess it wasn't a coincidence that the guides told me not to wear this shirt, because it does say "fuck love." And even though it says "fuck love," I mean, it was a cute little shirt that someone gave to me a while back, and I just love to wear it around the house. But I was like, well, guides, if you're asking me to do this reading, I'm just going to be comfortable. I don't feel like dressing up today. And they literally had no problems with it. But now that I see myself on camera, now I'm talking about the chakra. And now the chakra is the center of your soul, your body. The heart is the center of your soul. Mind, body, and soul. I could see why they didn't argue with me. They're like, no, we're not going to argue with that one. Go ahead, wear it. All right, so I hope that I explained everything to you. I am looking this way because I didn't want to miss anything about the heart chakra situation. But again, Google it, do a little research on it. I learned through it by watching this really cute show that I loved watching years ago. And it had a lot to do with being grounded, being spiritual, and other things, dealing with the spirit world. And I fell in love with it. It was a cute little Nickelodeon show called Avatar, The Last Airbender. And they came out with another part to it. But if anybody knows that show, you would understand what I'm saying. All right, guys. So I will start the reading in part 2. Sorry that I rambled. So part 2 reading for the brokenhearted. Thank you.